Thanks to our sponsors. Goods and services used in the production of Hanging Out with Dee were brought to you by
Hey guys, this is Dee Harris. Welcome to another episode of Hanging Out with Dee. And guess what? We have a fantastic show for you today. We're going to be talking with Minister Karil. She is the director at Young Lives here in Connecticut. And later on, we're going to be speaking to Kaila about her personal story as well. Welcome, Minister Karil.
Oh, so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
So you are the director at Young Lives in Danbury, Connecticut. Tell us about it. What is Young Lives?
Yes, so Young Lives is a focus group of Young Life. Mm-hmm. Young Life is an international youth organization committed to the spiritual needs of teenagers around the world.
Okay.
Started 1941 and really was just committed to introducing kids to Christ and helping them grow in their faith, and continues that commitment today. Mm-hmm. About 25 years ago, in that pursuit of reaching out to young people and walking alongside of them and providing relationships, we were meeting so many teen moms, and a special focus was designed called Young Lives that would cater to their unique situation in life and their needs, and that's how Young Lives came to be. And we have a chapter now in Danbury. It's been operating now for about 5 years.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it's been quite an adventure, really.
I can imagine.
It's been quite an adventure. It's been great. It's been great.
Yeah. So you were talking about some of the really cool activities and the cool things that you do to reach out to teen moms. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have. We're actually getting ready for probably the highlight of the year, and that's our camp. It's a lot of work to get there, but we spend 6 days with teen moms and their children. They get to come on a retreat, on a vacation, and experience adventure. We have high ropes courses, swing, zip lines, and then seminars where we get to go deeper. So they have this adventure that's building teamwork and also helping to all of us as volunteers, as girls. We're all stepping out of our comfort zone and meeting God in that. Yeah. But then at night we get to speak about Jesus and his hope for their lives and how we get to experience that every day when we go back home. So it really is the highlight of the year. So that's one of the annual things that we do. But in addition to that, back home, so that one's in New York. But back home in Danbury, we have monthly groups. We have twice a month groups where we meet, support groups, have fun. We eat together as a family. We have games, and we'll have speakers come in and talk about discipline and parenting. And then we'll also end each night with an inspirational message from God's Word about hope and life and truth and relevant things that they may be going through as well.
Self-esteem,
yes, relationships, all of that stuff. So we have a great team. It's volunteer driven, so we have a great team of mentors that really have led the charge in supporting this effort and helping us to reach about 50 families each year.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been an adventure. I've been in this community now for 5 years and have had a chance to see this really restart and grow and blossom.
So what are the age ranges of the teen moms? So you're, as a director of Young Lives, you focus on the teen moms.
Yes,
correct?
My focus on teen moms, but we're a part, I have to say, and be thankful
You're part of the Jericho Project.
Yes, I'm part of the Jericho Partnership, and that's reaching out to at-risk communities in Danbury, and that involves not only Young Lives, but Young Life, which has a basketball program, has a middle school program, has a high school program, and so I'm one aspect of a larger picture. Of a larger picture. Yeah. My focus, yes, indeed, is with teen moms. It could be as young as 14, 15, and up until 21 is the main
And you're
age.
there with them through the whole step of the way.
Yeah, for some, they might hear about us later on, and around 18 or so and older. And for some, they'll hear about us early on, the beginning of their pregnancy, if they're 15 or 16 years of age. So we accept at any point along in that range, yes. And then as they're even transitioning out, we work again in a network of people. I really believe in a community effort.
Correct.
And so we realize there's only so much we can do, and so we're connected with other agencies that can help with this journey as well,
Yes.
of motherhood and pregnancy and the different needs they may have and support that they may need. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So tell us about yourself.
Yes.
I know you're newly married to your fantastic husband. What's your husband's name?
His name is Ernest Connor.
Shout out to Ernest Connor.
Ernest. Yes.
He is a wonderful person.
He is. He is. I'm very thankful for him. He is loves God and loves me, and that was what I prayed for.
Yeah, that's
I have
a good
to tell
combination.
you too. I mean, I've said it to him. Many years ago, when I started to pray specifically for things in life, I didn't always do that, but this was an area of my life that I wanted to learn how to have faith. And so I had this prayer jar, and I put all these things. I wanted him to be a good father, a man who loves God, a man who loves life and is funny, and I look at that now after being married, and God has answered every one of those.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Every one of those. So yes,
That's
yes.
wonderful. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yes, it's been a good trip.
So you have Jamaican parents.
I do. So about me, I'm from New York. I'm always born and raised in New York. Like I said, I've been here about 5-6 years now, and I come from Jamaican heritage.
Yeah, shout out to all the Jamaicans.
Yes. And I have these amazing parents who moved here, and so I know Jamaica. I mean, as a kid, we went back and forth a lot. So that's also another part of my home, and I know that, and I'm very thankful for that. For that part of my life. Yes.
And you also have a background in engineering. That's so cool.
I do. Yes. So my family was in the Bronx. That's where I was raised. We went to. At some point, we moved out of the Bronx into just another area in New York called Rockland County, and that's where I went to high school. And from there, I just loved math. Like, I don't know, I just was, I loved
and then you became, and then you did
so
engineering.
so I studied math, I studied engineering, and became an engineer for a number of years.
All right.
Yeah.
So guys, it's time for Dee's life questions. So, Karil, I've heard you say that a person is the sum total of the experiences in their life and the people who have been in their lives. What is the importance of mentors in your life?
It's foundational.
Yeah.
Besides my faith in God, I would say it's been the mentors in my life that have really propelled me into fullness of life and into who I am. And I'm at a loss for words because there's so many.
Yes.
We talked about a few, but I would say that there's people.
Yeah.
I would say just my belief in mentoring, just foundational, is that I believe in a constellation of mentoring. That there's a number of different people that are going to speak into your life about different areas of your life, and so there's not that I have one person that has carried me, but there's many people who have impacted me in different areas of my life. So. Mrs. Ellison, Sharon Ellison, and John Wasbury are two women that taught me to pray.
Yes.
They were senior saints and woke up early in the morning and prayed and invited me into that. And so some of my first experiences with prayer and understanding what it means to connect with God were from these women. And they wouldn't say, Karil, I'm your mentor. It wasn't that formal. But I watched people. I spent my time watching people, and those were two people. And I grew up watching my mother on her knees, praying, praying for our family. And so I saw that as a young person and not understanding what it meant to have that. But, when I look back now as a follower of God, I get to see how all of those people planted seeds in my life, you know, and seeing my dad's a preacher on his own, right? And so, I'm just surrounded by people who were doing different things. I have that I wanted to, that I admired, and I consider those mentors. I consider there are some great speakers that I watch online or that I have in my life
me
that
too.
I'm like, that are mentors,
Correct.
So yeah, there's just so many different areas of life that I've been impacted by.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, guys, guess what? We're going to our newest fun segment. I don't like that, Mom. Okay, Karil, what? Tell, not just America, I know there are people watching all over the world. Tell us all, what gets on your last nerve?
Yes. So I have an issue with, and I'm sorry if I'm calling anyone out.
Call them out.
I'm going to call them out.
Call them out.
So I am a part of we're a part of a community that greets with a hug,
Yes.
right? And when you see people you haven't seen in a while, you
hug.
see them in the mall. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
normal.
right.
Yeah.
So my issue is I don't mind the hug. I like the hugs. It's really special. But after the hug is over, and then you tell me that you're sick,
Oh my goodness.
or you have the flu,
Yes.
you just woke up and you
We
just
don't like that,
I don't
Mom.
like that. What does that do to what you were thinking of me? Were you thinking of me when you just did that hug?
me?
Right. So that's
Yes.
tell me that before. I would have shook your hand.
Yes.
And it would have been good.
Yeah, or do the fist bump. We wouldn't have been offended.
No love lost. So, that's
I
all.
love that. I
don't
totally
like
agree
that.
with that. Okay, give us one more. We have time for another
One more. Wow. My husband probably has a few that he can tell us. Gosh, I think, I think part of it is part of what I do, and we'll talk about that more. But I think when there's assumptions made about people, I don't like that. I don't
judging someone
by statistics alone, beyond hearing who they are and hearing who they were created to be.
I don't like that, Mom.
No.
High five. All right, guys, it's time for Say What.
Woo.
We're gonna see a really cool video. All right, guys, we're gonna see a really cool video about a teen mom and what it's like for her to go through the day-to-day stuff that she has to do. All right, catch you in a bit.
So right now it is 10:21. Okay, so she's in her crib, and I put a little blanket on her just because it's sort of cold in here. And now I'm going to get the diaper bag ready and her car seat ready and all of that ready. Okay, so her car seat's already ready. And now I just have to organize this because we went out yesterday and I sort of just threw stuff in here and it's really unorganized right now. Oh, there's my earrings. Okay, wow. I'm usually very organized, but this is cray-cray. Okay, I gotta reload my diaper stash over here. And I think that is pretty much it. I have this cooler is for bottles for my breast milk. When we go out in public, I put it in bottles. It says that, it lasts 24 hours in an insulated cooler with an ice pack. I have a bag right here from the 14th, I think that was yesterday. And it looks like 3 ounces, but expands when I put it in the bag. It's 2.5 ounces, And then I pumped this last night, so I didn't bother freezing it because it can last 8 days in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna use it today. And this is another 2.5 ounces. So I'm gonna thaw out the bag and get these in their bottles and get them ready. It's 10:58, so we made it here on time because people are looking at me like, what is she doing? Who is she talking to? But the traffic wasn't really bad on the way here, so we're here in time. I'm definitely gonna get judged because these are all seniors my age, and there's only like 50 people in my class because it's online school, and there are other teen moms I know for sure, because we do online school and a lot of them do it so they can stay home with their kids. But yeah, I told my counselor that I couldn't come because I didn't have anybody to watch Marley. But she just told me to bring my baby, so that's what I'm doing. And I hope my friend is here, because I know like 2 people who do this online school, and we sit together every time, and if she's not here, it's awkward. Oh, my phone is vibrating, so I'm sure that's her. So I'm not gonna bring the camera in with me, but I will check in with you guys afterwards. They said the meeting is gonna be an hour and a half, and so yeah, it's just a senior meeting discussing graduation, and we're picking up our caps and gowns because we graduate this Saturday. So it's 12:49 and I just got out of the senior meeting and I got my cap and gown, so I'm really excited. And we just like went over rehearsal and stuff, and my teacher held Marley the whole time. She was like in love with her, one of my teachers, and somebody else brought their baby too, so it wasn't that weird.
All right, guys, welcome back to Say What. You know that this is a segment of the program that we have our masters go a little in depth on their area of expertise. And today we have a wonderful live testimonial. We have the beautiful Kaila. She's also a teen mom, and she works closely with Karil at Young Lives. So welcome to the show. I'm really happy to have you. So you saw the video of the teen mom. Is that what life is like for you? What is it like?
That is
It's pretty
what
much
life is like.
Yeah.
I mean, her daughter was kind of quiet.
Yes.
I was like, they talk a lot.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel her in going to school and
Yeah.
trying, like my mentor used to watch my son while he went to classes at night.
Really?
But everyone's very helpful, but I'm happy I graduated. We graduated.
Yeah, so you did
Because-
recently graduate from high school, yes?
did.
High five.
Thanks.
Go girls. And how old is your baby?
He is 14 months.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
And what are some of the things that you went through emotionally, like being a teen mom? What was it?
Whew. Well,
She's like, whoo.
all of them.
Yes.
I was very scared when I found out I was pregnant. You know, you get like awkward, depressed. You're like, oh my gosh, what is everyone going to think of me?
Yeah.
You feel almost abandoned, just lost. But as I got further along and made my plan of what I was going to do and how my future was going to end up, I got excited.
How powerful is that? I think that's so powerful.
It's
Oh my
amazing.
God, I got goosies. That's powerful. That not only through teenage pregnancy, but any of the things that we go through in our lives as regular people, a loss of a job or a death in the family or anything that we consider tough stuff, to like take a stock of ourselves at one point and make a plan. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I love that mom.
She's probably one of the strongest
Yeah.
women I know.
Yes.
Yeah, because of that, she's always gotten up, always kept on going, always kept on moving, and is so gifted. It's just so gifted, and so it's been really just a blessing to us to
have her.
just to get to know her. So.
My mom
Wonderful.
always said failure isn't an option, so
Failure is not an option.
especially as a mother,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And as a young woman, it's not an option.
never an option. But I could not get through this without God or my support system, because I still have those days where I'm just like, you're still crying, the house is still a mess, things still need to get done today, and I don't want to get out of bed. So,
Well,
always-
guess what? Little inside secret. Even if you're an older mom, we all know this. You never get everything done. You have to just prioritize and go, well, today is about school. I'm going to study today. And if the baby needs changing and the baby needs to be fed, that's it. And things can wait until later, you know? But just choose those priorities. Awesome. So how has Young Lives impacted your life?
they like are my life, so
That's so cool.
like, I don't know, they're like the family that, like, they support me through everything. It's always like, if I have an emergency, they're probably the first people. I'm just
Really?
like, hey guys, so
Really?
guess what I got myself into this time.
Yeah.
So it's great. Like, I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
My son loves going because there's like, he gets to play with the other kids.
Yes, with other moms.
Other moms.
are
And they
also-
get it. They get what the dissatisfied stares, because we're all young and people are rude.
The judgment.
The judgment. They get it. So it's not, it's a judgmental free zone.
Yeah.
So
At Young Lives, it's a judgment-free
yeah.
zone.
and just
And then you were telling me that there were some other moms that wanted to have some other young girls thought they wanted to have kids too. Tell us about that.
some girls, I love being able to help them, refer them to things. I love doing that when people are like, I'm pregnant, what do I do? It was like, well, it's my area of specialty.
Yes, that's your area of expertise right now. Yes.
So some of them would come up to me like, I want a baby.
Some
like,
of the girls from high school.
they're younger than me.
Really?
I want a baby. I'm like, they are great. I think mine is a blessing.
Yes.
But please wait.
Yes. It's not
Please
something
wait until
that
you're
you
on your
rush into.
feet and you
Yes.
know what you want in life.
Yes.
Because I don't regret my son. I don't
Yeah,
regret
we don't
anything.
call-
I
no.
don't regret anything. But I wish I was more stable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hey, we did it. So
Yeah. And you're here. You're a survivor.
yeah.
Yeah. That's powerful stuff, Mom.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Now, Karil, you want to talk to us about discovering self.
Yes.
So let's get into those graphics.
Okay. So, and I would say that I would title all of these next few slides on just finding your voice and how important it is to find your voice, and how much, even Kaila talked about some of the rejection and how much that can silence our voices
Yeah.
and our inner desires, our dreams, our hopes. It silences us sometimes because we don't feel like we can do it.
Yeah.
And so finding the voice involved discovering self, like that first slide said, just how, for me, it was a process of learning who I was, and a lot of that involved with knowing God and knowing how God made me, and how I have worth and I have value and I have purpose, and I'm significant and I'm important to God, and God's strength is inside of me. And also I spent a lot of time doing just personality inventories and knowing my strengths and stuff like that. And so we, in Young Lives, want to call out what we see, these strengths that we see. And this is why my life's purpose is I want others to be empowered just as God empowered me.
Yeah.
So many people looked at me and said, you know what, I see this in you, and I didn't believe it. And so once I started to understand who I was, I said, okay, I want to help others on that journey as well. And so discovering self is such a big part of that, of how I found my voice, was just spending time listening to how I was wired, listening to how, I'm an introvert. What does that mean? How do I refresh myself? Learning
How
all
do
of
you
those
connect
things.
with others?
Yeah, how do I connect with others? Learning all of that helped me to be comfortable with who I am so that I can walk into who I was called to be. Yes.
Next slide. Mistakes, risk, fails. So what, Mom?
So what? So I think so much of what happens now when mistakes happen, or when we fall or we mess up, it's the sentiment could be, so what? No big deal. We just keep on going.
Yeah.
And I think there's more to that question. So what? I feel like it's so what about God's grace. So what do I learn about God's grace in this situation when I'm at my lowest point? How do I keep on going? How do I stand up?
And am I defined by this mistake? I am not.
Right.
It
And that's the other part of the so
exactly.
what. Yeah.
It becomes a stepping
right,
stone to
right.
get to the next level.
But also, so what do I learn from myself? What do I learn about this experience? What do I learn about who I am? What do I, so I think to say just so what, it makes it insignificant. And our life is not a collection of insignificant events. And so what do I learn from this experience? And what do I learn about God? And how do I keep on going as I rise up? So they're gonna happen. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. We weren't designed to be perfect, But how do I learn from this? And so in the mistakes I make, and I make them all the time, but what do I learn about that, and how do I keep on going?
Powerful.
So,
What do you want to say about that, Kaila?
I mean,
Hell yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Mentoring matters.
And
Next slide.
Yeah, I shared that earlier, that mentoring is important to me. And so just it's important to me, it's been important to my life, and it's something that we've committed ourselves, our ministry to offering so that others can experience the beauty of a community that's going to say, yeah,
I've got your back.
I got you.
And then Kaila, you were saying that earlier, you were talking about your village, right?
It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And also a village to support us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
And even how she was saying, I have someone to call if I'm in an emergency.
Yes.
You know, we
So
all
important.
need that. We all
Yeah.
need someone that we can say, okay, this person got my back. I'm going to call them
Definitely.
out. You know, and it doesn't matter what time of the day. You know, it's that friend that loves and sticks closer to you, just as God sticks closer to you. And how do they represent God? Is by being present. And
Yeah,
so
by showing love.
by showing up, yes. And that's so much about what Young Life is doing. We want to show up. So many people show up for us. How do we show up for others?
Correct.
And yeah, so.
And sometimes we don't find that support in our own families, but then having a family that we can
Absolutely.
create, right?
Absolutely.
We can choose the people that become our village, you
Right.
know, and the people that support us through what we're
Yeah,
going
and we have to
through.
be open to help too, and that's the hard
Correct.
thing too. I know.
Finding people who will
Yeah,
volunteer.
and that we're open to having that feedback in our lives too.
Correct.
You know, so. Yeah.
All right, tap into the supernatural. It's not only for superheroes.
No, I am a big fan of superheroes, and so yes, I'm always watching something. Avengers. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm Superman.
Yes.
You know, I used to watch Wonder Woman, so I'm a big fan of superheroes, and I've been thinking about that a lot. How, you know, God calls us into this supernatural life. Like, we're here in this world and it's natural, and I understand, you know, we're focused on what we see, but when we pray, we get to see and be a part of something that's beyond us, beyond ourselves. I get to experience strength that's not my own, and I get to live into my gifts that were given to me to reflect God on this earth. And so it's just not for superheroes. We can also live a life that is beyond what we can imagine for ourselves because
Correct.
of the power that God has given us.
And also beyond our own world. Some of
Yeah.
us just focus on our little our four walls, our
That's true.
family. But what about looking outside ourselves and helping
Yes.
someone else who's in need?
Yeah, how do we go beyond discouragement? How do we go beyond those things? How do I not stay feeling this way where I'm not going to move? I need someone that's bigger than me.
Correct.
And that someone is God, you know,
Correct.
who's present, who's Jesus, who's saying, yeah, I'm bigger than all of that's going on in your life. And I got you, and we're going to walk it out. So.
All right, last slide.
Last one.
Step out.
Step out. So at some point we got to go for it. We've been mentored. We've found out who we were. We've been learning how to pray. At some point now it's time to go.
Yeah.
And listen to that voice that's saying, yeah, you could, you know, go to college, or I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to, you know, finish high school, or, you know, whatever it is, and go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kaila, this girl went for it.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business. You
Yeah.
know, she went for it. And so, you know, we have to step out. And sometimes I think fear can get in the way. And so a phrase that I use a lot is do it afraid. It's something that I do myself.
Yes.
You know, I'm afraid today, but
Yes.
I'm going to do it, you know, but I'm going to do this afraid and hopefully not allow fear to get in the way. And so we have to step out. And then we continue this cycle again. Okay, I stepped out, maybe I made a mistake, and then I need to discover myself again because I just
Correct.
stepped out. I learned something about
Correct.
myself. Oh, I got to pray, get mentored, and then I step out again. We just keep
Do it
on
again.
going and just
Yeah.
keep on going through this
That's a
cycle.
cycle of life.
But that's, yeah, so.
Oh my goodness.
So that's,
Thank
that's
you
it.
so much, Karil.
Oh,
It's been
so
awesome.
good. So good being with you. Thank you.
I'm
Thanks, Dee.
so excited that you both were here today. Wow, we've learned a lot today. We've learned that we all fall down, and that even those of us who think we're super perfect, we all fall. And that through power of belief in ourselves and through the power of community, we can get back up again and we can walk in our purpose. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You know where I am on Facebook, Hanging Out with Dee. See you next time, and be kind to someone. Bye.